Part 1. I inherited my grandmother's old house last year. It was a large, creaky place with the kind of atmosphere you'd expect from a home that had seen better days decades ago. Still, it was mine, and I was determined to make it my own. On the first night, I noticed something strange. One of the rooms on the second floor was locked. The door was old, the kind with a skeleton keyhole, and I didn't have a key that fit. I searched through the house, but there was no sign of one. Figuring it was just a storage room, I decided to leave it alone for the time being. But every night, as I walked down the hallway to my bedroom, I heard something behind that door. A soft scratching, like nails on wood. Sometimes a faint whispering that I could never quite make out. It unnerved me, but I convinced myself it was just the house settling or the wind outside. Part 2. Then, a few nights later, the whispers turned into voices. Clear, distinct voices. They called my name. "Come in," they said. "We need you." I was too terrified to approach the door. I lay in bed, clutching the covers, trying to drown out the voices with anything I could. Music, TV, even my own screaming. Nothing worked. The voices were relentless, growing louder, more insistent. Finally, one night, I couldn't take it anymore. I ran downstairs to the basement, where I knew there were some old tools. I grabbed a hammer and went back to the locked door. The voices were louder than ever, almost deafening. "Come in, come in, come in!" Part 3. I raised the hammer and smashed it against the door handle. It took a few hits, but eventually the lock gave way. The door swung open. The room was empty. Completely empty, except for one thing. A single, old-fashioned mirror leaning against the far wall. I approached it, and as I did, the voices stopped. I stared into the mirror, and my reflection stared back. But then, it began to smile. A slow, wicked smile that I wasn't making. My reflection's eyes gleamed with a hunger that I could feel in my bones. Part 4. Suddenly, it reached out. I stumbled back, but it was too late. Its hand gripped mine, cold and solid, pulling me forward. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I could feel myself being dragged into the mirror, into the cold darkness beyond. The last thing I remember before everything went black was my reflection stepping out of the mirror, looking exactly like me, but with that awful smile still on its face. Now, it lives in my house, in my life. And I'm trapped in the darkness, watching helplessly as it continues to lure others in, waiting for someone else to break the law.